All right, peace, love, hope, and both Pisces. Like and subscribe. Help your boy break away from that 9 to 5. I am your host with the most. Um, Here on behalf of Sacred Self Healing Center, where the heart is the center of healing. All right. Before we get started, I would just like to say, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Anything that you donate, um, will go directly to food, shelter, and water. All right. Um, yeah, so I don't know. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. We have the full moon in tarot, aka the flower moon for Pisces. So I would like to officially welcome you back to the channel. And today we're going to be diving deep into the ways of the flower full moon in Scorpio for Pisces. This is a sacred moment of emotional release, spiritual clarity, personal transformation with dreamy energy of Pisces and the mystical weight of the moon guided to heal, surrender, and Evolve. All right. So like I was saying, this is a time of emotional intensity, truth telling, and transformation. Scorpio doesn't play. It brings a hidden light so we all can heal it, feel it, and finally release it. Alright. So the spirit animal oracle card. Okay. So we got the number 14 card here for Pisces. It's the snake card. It says shed, renew, and heal. Shed, renew, and heal. All right. So again with the five theme, it's been fives in every single reading that I've done so far. All right. So firstly, let's dive into the numerology of the card, right? 1 plus 4 equals 5. Number of change, growth, and transformation. And it's actually in perfect alignment with Scorpio's deep metamorphic energy, okay? So the snake is actually representing the element with a little bit of fire influence, okay? So this is ground healing with a spark of renewal, like a fresh sense, a fresh beginning. All right. So let me get to the book of the card, wherever that is. Don't know when my life became so complicated. All right. So the symbolism of the snake is an ancient and varied one with multiple interpretations across different cultures. Among these, one of the most prevalent concepts is that of shedding, renewal, and healing. Here's an expansion of this theme. Number one, shedding. The snake is known for its shedding process, during which it sheds its old skin to allow for growth of a new one. The process is symbolic of transformation and change. When you receive the message of the snake, it might be a call to examine your life your lives and identify aspects that require transformation. The snake shed encourages whoever just came in. What up? Can you drop some Pisces in the chat so we can boost up viewer engagement, please? I dove straight into it. I ain't even dropped no emojis in the chat. The snake shedding encourages you to let go of old patterns, limiting belief, or harmful behaviors to allow personal growth and evolution. Number two, renewal. After the shedding process, the snake emerges with new skin, symbolizing renewal and rebirth. This represents a fresh start and opportunity to create a more authentic and meaningful life. When you receive the message of the snake, you are encouraged to embrace this period of renewal and intentionality. Oh, I'm sorry, to embrace renewal and intentionally create the life that you desire. I knew that was like out of place. I'm like, that don't sound right. The snake renewal reminds you to have power to transform yourself and your reality at any moment. All right. Oh man. So I'm the checkout supervisor at Aldi, and I. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, number three, healing. Why is it seems so dark in here. All right, the snake shedding process can also be interpreted as an act of healing. In addition to shedding the old skin, the snake can also rid itself of parasites and harmful bacteria that may present on its skin. This process of cleansing and purification symbolizes physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. When you receive the message of the snake, you're encouraged to embark on a journey of healing and self care. The snake healing invites you to let go of the past and embrace your inner strength to heal wounds and to find inner peace. All right. So, one thing I always say about the snake, the one way I use the snake is I always tell people in order to change, you must shed your old skin. And that's people, places, and things, okay? And this card is absolutely reiterating that fact, okay? In summary, the symbolism of the snake as shedding, renewal, and healing is a powerful call to personal transformation and evolution. When you receive the message of the snake, you are encouraged to embrace change, to be reborn, and to heal the wounds of the past. This process allows you to grow, thrive, and live a more authentic and meaningful life. All right. So the mystical message that I have here is the snake invites you to shed layers, wounds, false beliefs, and old identities. Scorpio's full moon intensifies this process, urging emotional and spiritual detox. True healing is raw but leads to empowerment and renewal. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next area, the next part of the reading. Okay, so if y'all don't know, we're gonna hit the cards about four times. Okay, we got the spirit animal, we got a collective reading, we got a money reading, and then we're gonna close out with a love reading, and then we're gonna get into our invocation, and then we're gonna be out of this thing. All right, the first card we got here is the lover's card. What a coinky dink. Shout out to your father. All right. So the first card we got here is Hold on one second. Okay, so here we go, guys. We got the Lover's card, which is the number six card of the major arcana, right? So make sure you be mindful that no matter if it's going to be slow and gradual or fast and hard, this is going to be a dominant energy that's going to be very prevalent in the upcoming days, weeks, and months ahead. Okay, so the number six of the major arcana is the Lover's card. It represents union, soul alignment, and divine choice. All right. Associated with Gemini and the element of air, this card calls for deep, honest decisions in love, purpose, and values. Okay. So the next card we got here is the Page of Pentacles. Okay. And this Page of Pentacles represents double earth energy. The page represents the earth in the sense of this is a person with a renewed sense of vigor who is looking to get established, right? And then the pentacle itself represents earth element as it relates to earthly ties, including emotional, not limited to people, right? It's anything that you could love, your car, your house, your home, your money, anything. All right. So the Page of Pentacles being double earth energy is the student of manifestation. Okay, this is fresh potential, learning new skills, planting new seeds of abundance, or beginning a grounded journey. So remember, the page is not fool, even though it could be similar to the fool, right? But one thing we can't confuse the page with is the ace. Now, that's one thing we absolutely. The page is the ace times 10, meaning that yes, we are starting over in a particular area, but we are not starting over from the beginning. We are not novices here. All right. And the last card we have is the Two of Wands. Okay. So remember, the two is representing balance and duality. Anything that's operating twos, okay? Anything from the second dimension that operates on twos. So if you didn't know, anything that comes in pairs on this third dimension was paired on the second dimension. They was actually the shit on the on the second dimension. All right. The Two of Wands, of course, we already know the wands bring visionary energy because the wands represents fire. Okay, so whenever we talking about fire, we talking about what motivates you, what drives you to get up out of bed, what motivates you to never give up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So when we looking at this fire element, Mars and Aries here with this Two of Wands, um, it could signify that you are standing on the edge of expansion. Remember, two goes into three. So right here, right now, um, we need to be bold and we need to be very clear on our next steps because the next step is setting our manifestation out and to wait for it to come back, right? So, a quick breakdown of all three of these cards together, right? Under the Scorpio full moon, you're being asked to choose what truly aligns with your soul. The Lovers invites heart-based alignment, no half truths or settling, right? The Two of Wands says that it's time to look beyond your current path and claim your vision, right? And then the Page of Pentacles is saying you're supported in building something new from the ground up. Trust your instincts, focus on your energy, and walk towards the future with intention. All right. So hopefully, y'all get what y'all needed from that. Let's go ahead and move on to the financial reading. All right. That is fuck. So with the four of wands here today for the financial reading. Just so y'all know, after this broadcast, I will come back up and do a special Mother's Day for all of those who might be missing their moms, or for all of the women who might have not been able to have children or whatever like that. We're gonna do a special message. All right. So here in the financial reading, we have the four of wands. Okay. So remember, the four is all about structure, stability. Um, it's balance times two, right? So from balance comes a solid structure, right? And from a solid structure comes unlimited possibilities. Okay. So whenever you see the four on the table, always remember. I mean, whenever you see the four in the reading, always think four legs on the table. All right. So here, when we combine the energy of the four and the energy of the wand, which is fire element, I want, right? We get small celebration here. So remember, the two of wands is where we plan, and we just had the two of wands. The three of wands is where we set things into motion, right? That's a prayer, that's putting in an application, that's making a post on Facebook, whatever, whatever, whatever. We are setting forth the plan in motion. Now, the four is when we see progress in the motion and we start to celebrate that. Okay, because remember what KP always say, right? Any progress is to be celebrated. All right, any and all progress is to be celebrated. I don't care if, oh, you only meditated for 7, go for the full 22 minutes. No, no. Next time, let's shoot for 18. Next time, let's shoot for 19. Oh, why am I still holding this book like I'm reading from this book? Uh, so progress is to be celebrated always. Okay. So here, hidden within this card, we have 1111, which signifies a doorway. Okay. Sometimes only thing you need to see is the ball to go into the hole for you to get hot. That's a basketball reference. What do you mean? Sometimes only thing you got to do is see small things move in your favor before you really start to truly believe, like, hey man, this spiritual thing is real, or hey, this mentalist thing is real, or hey, this psych thing is real, because it's all magic, psych, mentalist, mentalism, all of that, man, all the religion, all that shit the same. It all come from the your brain's antennae, right? So financial wins are on the horizon, especially those tied to the community, collaboration, or long-term goals. Hint, 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 hint. So remember, invoke that number three. So far in this reading, we missing the number three, but last night, remember, you got the number three. Okay, so just keep in mind on that, Jude. All right, so it says this card is about celebrating milestones, whether securing a new job, completing a project, or experiencing financial relief. Exactly what I just said, actually, right? Pisces asks you to dream it, but the Four of Wands confirm it. Ooh, that's some deep shit right there. You're stepping into a stable, joyful new chapter. Let gratitude ground the growth. All right. Let gratitude ground the growth. Be thankful, right? One thing I would recommend Pisces, start having small self-fulfilled prophecies, right? I know this might sound crazy, but do something like before you go to the bathroom, just close your eyes and picture the steps. How long did it take you to get to the bathroom? Picture yourself cutting on the light, closing the door, spraying some air spray before you get started. Because if you don't spray air spray before you get started, I don't know what you're doing, right? I'm just joking. But no, spray the spray, sit down, right? Just go through the whole routine. Go getting in the shower. Just go through the whole routine. Or for example, if you about to drive to the store, somewhere that you go every single day, sit back and picture those things, right? Sit back and picture you cooking breakfast. Sit back and picture you driving to the store. We just do it. Just do it. All right. Stimulate that visual cortex, that reticular activation system, all of that. She said, "Well, now you got to tell them how to get in tune with that imagination." And I magi, I magi nation, right? If we tune into that imagination, we could create a I magi nation, right? I'm magical, and this is a magical nation. They say we lived in the occult world. You just never had the eyes to see it. Ooh, that is some deep ass shit. All right. So tell me if this card is going to be hitting on all cylinders or not. All right. So here we go. It says broken, shattered, heartbroken, and destroyed. All right. So the love oracle card says broken. Okay. And it says shattered, heartbroken, and destroyed. Uh oh, my little spot on my arm itching again. Okay, Pisces. So we have the love oracle card, okay? Um, so dealing with Pisces energy in particular, it says compassionate, emotional, and spiritually deep. Pisces swims in the undercurrents of pain and healing. Message. This card speaks to a soul level wound, whether from a breakup, betrayal, or long held grief. Listen up. Something within you is calling for tenderness. Pisces, let go. Oh, I'm sorry. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself cry it out. You're not meant to carry this brokenness forever. It's in the breaking that light can get in. Let this full moon be your sacred space for emotional release and the beginning of restoration. All right. So let's go ahead and evoke um these affirmations. Well, I'm gonna do my affirmation. All right. So this is gonna be your anchor. All right. I release what no longer serves me and rise renewed. I don't like that one. That's too basic. How about this one? How about I am worthy of peace, love, health, and wealth? How about that one? I am worthy of peace, love, health, and wealth. I am worthy of peace, love, health, and wealth. All right. So we actually got a few journal props, but I want to make them a little bit more challenging. please make the journal prompts a little bit more challenging. These stay on my mind. She stays on my mind. Did we build it up? Build it up. Just to let it wash away. Did I lift you up? All right. Let me see. Ooh, I love this one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and go with this one because I'm gonna do a video on this one. It says, in what ways have I romanticized pain or confusion as a part of my identity? How can I choose clarity instead of, I'm sorry, how can I choose clarity and healing instead? Okay, so the reason why I like this journal prompt is because I thoroughly believe that we have romanticized everything in life, right? We have hooked everything up to the super inflatable wacky machine, and everything is tenfold now. And what do I mean by that? Right? When we talking about romanticized pain, we can fall in love with the source of our pain. Whether we start to believe that we deserve it, oh my God, KP, go, oh, please don't do it. Whether we feel like we deserve the pain, whether we feel like this is what we have to grow through to be happy, or whether we just have a fucked up viewpoint on life, period, right? The whole thing about romanticized pain, and when I talk about the whole thing, it comes from the romanticization of love, of hate. Everything is exaggerated in our life. The pain, like I was saying last night, every single time you turn around in the news, somebody is always saying, oh, this is the most worst thing you can do to a man. This is the worst thing you can do to a woman. This is the worst thing you can do to a child. And then the sad part is that we have a romanticized idea of morals, morality, right and wrong, and the people who give us the morality, right and wrong, and the people who supposed to enforce the rules of right or wrong are the chronic breakers of right and wrong. So we grow up in a controlled environment similar to a zoo where everything is given to us and we're not allowed to be ourselves. And then people can come at any given time, put out a war rant or a warrant on somebody, put out a hit on somebody, put out misinformation, disinformation, all of that to maintain order of the zoo. So while the members of the zoo is sitting around pointing fingers of this person did the worst thing you can never do to a human, we live in a romanticized reality because we fell in love with the things that we think life's supposed to be about. And what do AK always say? You might be about that life, but life ain't about that. And that's the realest shit he ever said. I spare him just for that, but I can't. But so my thing is that any when we talking about learned behaviors, the body, the brain in particular, is always looking to survive, is always looking to move on. This is why they make commercials of making you live with AIDS and not healing the AIDS, because they know that we have an amazing ability to adapt to our surroundings. So what they do is to keep us on our toes, they gotta keep throwing monkey wrenches into the zoo. They got to, because or else we're gonna get complacent, right? Or else we're gonna rebel against the system, right? This is why all of our leaders get the hits on them. That's why they disappear, all of that stuff, because we not supposed to wake up the zoo animals. Well, you're not. Once you in the zoo, you're supposed to stay a nigga. Oh, did I say that out loud? Yeah. Why you think Maury is on TV and First 48 and man, come on, man. Why you think the music ain't positive music no more? We romanticized death. We romanticized everything. We fell in love with everything that's negative. Everything that we were supposed to hate, we fell in love with it. We don't know that that's supposed to The pain is supposed to motivate you. It's supposed to be a steroid that's supposed to give you the juice to be able to lift the car, to be able to run fast, to be able to hold your. You know what I'm saying? OKP. Ooh, I ain't even, man. Like, where my weed at? Where the weed at? Where the weed at? Right. All right. So that journal prompt is one that's heavy because I really do want to talk about the romanticized negative polarity of life. We love everything that's out of whack and out of order, and anything that's supposed to bring us order brings us chaos. But it's order for other people. All right. So, we done, and we've been on here 30 minutes. This is actually the longest one I did. All right, y'all. So I'm about to go ahead and take my weekly shower. Nah, I think I'm gonna start taking them weekly now. So I'm about to go ahead, take my weekly shower. Then I will come back with a special Mother's Day tarot and chill for a little while, and then I'll finish the rest of the readings later. I think we like 5 or 6 readings in at this point, so I'm trying to knock them out 30 minutes or less. That was the goal, and the first one was like 25, and I've been doing good, but this one was the first one that was like over 30 minutes. So, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, you welcome, and I'm paying attention to the chat. By the way, it's just I it's just confirmation. That's all. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just seeing nothing but confirmations. You know what I'm saying? I stepped away from my higher self by fetishizing. No, you didn't step away from your higher self. Stop saying that. You changed you changed who the higher self was. You always quantumly entangled with the higher and the lower. So I want you to be careful about how you speak about the past because it could, you know what I'm saying? It could help you when you, like Minister Jew said, oh, you probably never even seen that video. I gotta find that video for you. When not here, not right now. I gotta find. All right, so remind me to find the Minister Jew video where they was talking about the memory. I don't know if he did it on his channel or Black Magic channel, but it was one where he was talking about the memory, being able to rewrite your memory. And the reason why we rewriting the memory, like he gave the example of it was somebody who was in a car crash and they had PTSD. So what he told them to do was change the memory, change the color of the car, change what day it was, just change everything. So when you do that, you're going to allow yourself to heal. You're going to allow yourself to put back together the pieces because when we go through traumatic experiences, it timestamps us. So if you got raped at 15, then somewhere along the way, you're still going to be 15, whether emotionally, whether logically, whether it come down to how you deal with boyfriends, you're going to always be 16 until you choose to heal and move forward. Right? That's just like the people who get bit by a dog and they never walk on the sidewalk where a dog is. Like, why you walking in the street? Oh, it's a dog up there. It's that dog up there at the corner. Like, dude, we 6 houses away. You know what I'm saying? But it's real stuff that people go through. And it's like, without the proper guidance, you just going to be stuck walking in the street. You're not ever going to be comfortable on the sidewalk. And here at Sacred Self Healing Center, where love is the center of healing, the heart is the center of healing, right? Or love, however you want to cut it. Um, yeah, I don't know. That was just a little channel. So I'm gonna shut up now because I'm starting to lose the channel. But anyways, man, like I said, I'm about to go do some mysterious KP stuff. Then I'll be back with a special Monday Mother's Day. Or should I wait till tonight? I think I'm gonna wait till tonight for the Mother's Day thing because that's when people really gonna be feeling it the most around bedtime. It's gonna be some people in the past. What I've noticed about doing the Mother's Day things, especially on Instagram, I used to get a lot of because my message on Mother's Day is you don't have to give birth to be a mother. There's plenty of kids out here who need love. I was one of the kids who grew up, you know what I'm saying, void of love. In my whole life, I petitionally put myself behind the eight ball by looking for love. I had every when I started my self-care journey, I had everything figured out about myself. But it was one thing that I was missing. And I finally went to counseling, and a counselor told me, you was just looking for love because you didn't receive it from your mother. Now, all of the things that I had researched and all of that shit, that was the only thing that I was missing. And then I took psychology the next semester and learned the same thing that I had been learning, but especially had put an emphasis on that. So yeah, I put in the work for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. I put in the work. Yeah, you can too. I know if I can, you can too. So you already know. All right, y'all. So I'm about to go ahead do some mysterious KP stuff. Get ready. So with that being said, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be of service to you all. And if you know what I'm about to say it with me. Peace, love, health, and wealth. Anything else, put it back on the shelf. Why? Because I ain't buying it. Peace.